Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Joining us now is our in-house analyst, Aaron Akirijala. Welcome back to the morning.
Yes, good to be here once again.
Yes.
And what's trending?
Yes, and what's trending?
Okay, so let's tell you that the Nigerian Air Force said that it had again bombed a training facility of the Boko Haram terrorists located in parts of Borno State. It said that scores of insurgents were killed during the air interdiction. And let's say the statement, the Air Force spokesman, Commander Ibikunle Daramola, said that the operations were carried out after intelligence platform had confirmed the presence of terrorists in the area. He says, and I quote, accordingly, the ATF scrambled 2 NAF Alpha jet aircrafts from a preemptive strike onto specified locations with Zanari, where the Boko Haram terrorists were assembled. The fighters' aircraft acquired and attacked both locations, neutralizing several Boko Haram terrorists, with only a few survivors seen fleeing the area. These were later mopped up by follow-on rocket strikes, the NAF said. So,
some good news, yeah.
At least it shows that the military in Nigeria, for at least this shows that they are a step ahead of the Boko Haram terrorists, because if there's anything that the Americans have shown us that they've tried to do in the fight against terror is precise airstrikes, specific targets, and know where it is.
And we've had like terrible situations in the past where it went wrong.
It went wrong. So, but this was spot on. The difference is this. That's what they always say about unmanned drones and manned aircrafts. This was a manned aircraft. This was not an unmanned drone that was actually flown to the area and just. So it's a good one. It's a good one.
We also have to give credit to the fact that this, they say, was based on intelligence. We've talked about the fact that fighting terrorism has to be intelligence based. That's the only thing that can be a step ahead of the terrorists. And this being, you know, with the use of intelligence, it says that we should pay more attention, put more resources in on intelligence, so we can be a step ahead of the terrorists.
It's amazing the way to identify the location and target the location.
And the beauty is this: the message is sent to the terrorists and to the insurgents is a very, very bold statement that we are coming for you.
And we're forced to contend with.
And we're going to chase you out of Nigeria.
You know, also disturbing the fact that these were training camps for the terrorists.
Yes.
You know, because they say this. There's something that is said on international media. And for every one terrorist you kill, there are about 10 more that have been recruited.
Yes.
So we need to be as fast as the terrorists are. So knowing that they are training camps, it obviously says that these people are still working hard to do the evil that they are doing.
But it's going to set them back because they're going straight to the roots to try to uproot the tree.
That will not deter them because they will continue to carry out the agenda.
No, but it will slow them down.
It will slow them down. Obviously, it's a good one.
Terrorism is not something that you can eradicate. It's a global pandemic. But over time, you could actually begin to phase them out.
You
gradually
reduce the numbers.
Reduce it.
So the Eid is here, and the president has a message for us.
Let's say that the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, has vowed to put an end to corruption in the country and foster a prosperous Nigeria in his sallah message to Muslims faithfuls. The president called on Nigerians to rise above personal interests and promote harmony in the country, while his administration builds a Nigeria that appeals to all. He took to his official Twitter account to urge Nigerians to resist the spirit of selfishness, greed, and corruption to make a country a better place. He posted, Eid al-Adha offers an opportunity to remember the submission of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to Allah, by which he taught the world the value of sacrifice in relating with another. He went on to say, I assure you all that our administration will not rest or relent as we work to build the Nigeria of our dreams, secure, prosperous, and free from the ravages of corruption. Upon his return from London after a 10-day working vacation, let's say that President Muhammadu Buhari vowed to jail more of those who have endangered Nigeria's economic fortunes. The president is currently in his country home in Daura, Katsina State, for the Sallah celebrations.
I have a number of things to say about this. Of course,
go ahead, Victoria.
As a Sallah message, so, you know, when it's the holiday period, whether Christmas, Sallah, you're like, oh, tenets of the religion and all of that. And Nigerians are very religious people, but I don't understand where all our troubles come from. Then talking about the fight against corruption, he talked about jailing more people, and a lot of people have said have thrown several accusations at this administration. They think the fight isn't holistic, the fight isn't being done properly. So we're hoping with this message, reiterating this message, that the politics of 2019 will not take away the zeal to fight corruption in Nigeria, because he knows how endemic corruption is in Nigeria and what it has cost a lot of Nigerians.
If there's anything that divides opinions in Nigeria, after the president assumed office, has been his fight against corruption.
Yeah.
If there's anything that's divided opinion.
But
because
Nigerians are still very unsatisfied or dissatisfied with the way the fight has gone.
Yeah, that's the point. Because people feel that some people are saying that it is segmented. Some people are saying that it is politically motivated. Some people are saying that there are vendettas that are being hatched out by this fight against corruption. Now, some are having a pat in the back, some are having a leeway, some are having a few days, while some are being hung to dry.
Yeah.
So you get to see these things. And although, in all fairness to the president, there is no way that you can fight corruption from start to finish, especially if it's that deep, if it's almost been sewn into the fabric of Nigeria, like it has been. Yes, it's going to be difficult.
Before you go
it's going to be very difficult.
The next story in a bit, but he also talks about his social intervention programs that he's been carrying out, and Nigerians, the jury is still out there whether these programs have been very successful or not. But to the next story.
Let's go over to the
okay, I wanted to say something, but
go ahead, say something.
Because of a lot of people have opinions about the Empower project and its success, but people have benefited, in all fairness. People have benefited.
But how sustainable?
But the population, the majority of the population are yet to benefit from that.
How sustainable is it? How many people have reached and all of that? But anyway, on to the next story.
All right, let's tell you that the 2016 Olympics, Simone Biles crushed the gymnastic competition, walking away with the gold in the individual all-round, team all-round, vault and floor, not to mention the bronze in the balance beam. She's the most decorated American gymnast, and this past weekend she added another accolade to the list. Biles became the first woman to win 5 national all-round titles Sunday night at the U.S. Gymnastic Championship. And if that isn't enough, Biles is also one of the 3 gymnasts to win gold in every event at the competition. The last person to do so was Dominique Dawes back in 1994. But Biles' performance was also a statement. The athlete wore a teal leotard, which happens to be the color of the sexual abuse survivor. According to the USA Today, Biles said that she wore the color to acknowledge the more than 140 women who were abused by former USA gymnastic Dr. Larry Nassar. She said that I picked the leotard out in January, but it is for the survival, and I will stand with them.
Very good. Very impressive girl. Let's go over to the U.S. What's going on with Melania Trump?
Let's say the U.S. First Lady Melania Trump is set to visit Africa for the very first time. According to the BBC, Trump in a statement revealed that she will be traveling to the continent to educate herself on issues facing children while working on some humanitarian activities and help in the development program being done in many of the countries. An excerpt of a statement reads that this will be my first time traveling to Africa, and I am excited to educate myself on the issues facing children throughout the continent, while also learning about its rich culture and history. We are a global society, and I believe it is through open dialogue and exchanging of ideas that we have a real opportunity to learn from one another. An official date for her visit is yet to be announced.
I think I'm in love with her.
I must commend her. She's doing so well with her campaign.
Yes,
and for her coming to Africa, I think is a huge step ahead for her campaign.
You know, during the presidential campaign with Trump, she didn't come off as strong.
Yes.
You know, from her interviews, her speeches, but knowing that she's forging a way for herself like this, I'm pretty impressed.
The beauty is this: she's actually carving a niche for herself. She's actually paving her own path, because when you have a predecessor in the juggernaut of a person talking about Mrs. Obama. No, Mrs. Obama. I'm talking about her predecessor in the White House. Okay. Michelle Obama was an enduring figure. She was a power figure.
Yes, she was.
So how do you topple that? How do you beat that? How do you try to rise above that? It's simply not to do what Michelle did. She just find a path less traveled and just go that way. And that's exactly what she's done. And she must be commended. She must be commended. And she's been, the truth is this, in all fairness to her, she's been in politics with her husband for quite some time. Since the 90s, since the late 90s, where she started off, where Donald Trump was still trying to participate
I know you
in the
like to talk
Republican.
about Donald. Let's move on to the next story.
Let's say that the 2019 elections are now 178 days away, and the INEC has extended the registration process until the 31st of August, just under 10 days away. The time is running fast, and it's important that we ready ourselves for our future. And the only way to do this is by getting the small card called the Permanent Voters Card, popularly known as the PVC. There are INEC offices in all local government areas in the country. Take just one day off of work and arrive at your center by 5:30 a.m. or you can get there, get registered over the weekend. Just make sure you have a valid ID card with you. And if you're not sure if you're registered in the 2011 or the 2015 elections, no worries. You can check the INEC database with only your date of birth and your name. And if you're registered in your state or local government different from where you are currently staying, you can learn how to transfer your registration. Your vote counts. It is priceless. And more importantly, it's literally your future. So get registered and go out there and vote.
Yeah. So my question is, do you have your PVC?
Do I have my PVC? In all fairness, no. But certainly I'll be truthful, because the truth is this, everybody's saying that they have their PVCs.
You seem very angry at that.
No, it's the truth. It's unfortunate, because when you look at the numbers, that INEC, the numbers of PVCs that are still in the INEC offices, it's a shame that when you ask everybody, every young person that we are in this advocacy, that everybody says they have their PVC. So whose PVCs? So whose PVCs?
Calm down. Aaron, let's go get your PVC, okay?
Of course, I will get my PVC. Thank you. I want to be counted.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's time now for a short break on the morning show. When we return, we'll have the CEO of Cookie Skin, Leslie Okoye, here to discuss the growth of skincare industry in Nigeria. Stay with us.